Yeah, I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with distinctions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with distinctions, made that shit and got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a senses, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all getting lost. All the real niggas tell y'all gang in the air for all the bitch niggas y'all that's tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack and look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, made that shit and got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
If you're a girl, you have to play the game. What is that game? You are allowed to be pretty and cute and sexy, but don't act too smart. Don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion that is out of line with the status quo, at least. You are allowed to be objectified by men and dress like a slut, but don't own your sluttiness. And do not, I repeat, do not share your own sexual fantasies with the world. Be what men want you to be, but more importantly, be what women feel comfortable with you being.
How do you build and maintain emotional permanence so that when you're questioning the love of the people in your life who care about you, you can be reminded that it is in fact real? There's an external side to this and an internal side. The external side is that it is nice to have a verbal affirmation of affection from someone who you care about when you're questioning it, but it's also important to collect tangible reminders to have around you when you're questioning it, to remind you that it is in fact real. This means having things like love notes, gifts, anything that you can look around and see or interact with and remember that, no, that love is real even if I'm not hearing it in this moment. On the flip side, the internal piece is working to build your sense of self-worth, because when you question whether or not you yourself are worthy of love, then it becomes very hard to believe that someone in your life could in fact love you. And so working on building your sense of self-worth so that you can see that I am in fact worthy of love, it makes it a lot easier to then believe at those times where you're not hearing it or seeing it, that I am still loved even if I'm not being told it in this moment.
Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much, and I'm definitely in the building. What's going down, man? What's going down? What's going down? What is going down? How's everybody doing today? It's Sunday. It's Sunday, man, and we got another one. Y'all see the thumbnail? Do women need emotional maintenance? I think we all know the answer to that. I think if you're a man who's been in a relationship with a woman, you know that women need maintenance, right? Especially if you're a man in the Western world, you definitely understand that women want maintenance. They want a man to maintain them and put them in a comfortable position. They want a man to doll them up, right? They want a man to get their nails done, get their hair done, take them shopping, buy them clothes, get them bags, get them something to eat, tell them they're beautiful, yada, yada, yada. They need maintenance. That's what women need, maintenance. But what do the women need most? Is it always financial? Is it always financial? Is what they're looking for, is it always attached to monetary gain? Hypergamy is strong and very real in the woman's mindset and in her everyday life. Advancing to the next level is important. Moving up in status is important to a woman. But is that all she needs? Is that all she needs? Status, money. What else does she need? What else does a woman crave? Brothers, perhaps you've been led to believe that women are too proud and complex to be bothered with the little things in life. Alas, that's just not so. In fact, as a man, you have an obligation to understand what your woman needs to feel loved and adored. Women are not like men. This is really a simple thing that I'm trying to figure out in my life. Women require much more mental attention and maintenance than a man does. Women want to be told how desirable they are. They want to be reminded of their place as a woman in the relationship. And they want to feel beautiful inside and out. And when given the proper maintenance, women will be whatever you need them to be. They'll do backflips for you. The most important aspects of having a happy and thriving marriage and long life is the mental, the psychological maintenance. While money is important, research has shown that money does not define your happiness. I think we're all coming to terms with that and realizing that, right? Money does not buy your happiness. Money isn't everything, as I like to say, but it's up there with oxygen. And while you should love and want to be with your spouse physically, right? It is your love that keeps her happy. It is good to enjoy sex with your wife, as that will keep their sexual and thus deliver physical pleasure to you, right? However, sex alone cannot raise the vibration and frequency to change. Rather, methods of using daily affirmations are key in maintaining her heart space so that she always enjoys being with you, belonging to you. Affirmations. Women need emotional support. They need emotional maintenance. It's crazy, right? But if you think about it, it's not about the money. It's about the money, but it's really not about the money. It's about the emotional maintenance with the woman. If you really get in a woman's mental and you really maintain her emotions, right? You got her. You got that woman. That woman is your woman. She's not going anywhere. I don't care if you're a rich man. I don't care if you're a poor man. Emotional maintenance. Not if she is connected with you emotionally, she's connected with you physically. She is connected with you spiritually. But there has to be some emotional maintenance. What is this emotional maintenance? How do you get in a woman's head, which leads to the bed, which leads to having her soul? Women need emotional maintenance. And we join this real quick. We got our co-host, the big Walter Downing.
Yo, what's good?
To join the conversation. We're talking about emotional maintenance, man. We're talking about, does a woman need emotional maintenance? How do you keep a woman? How do you keep her interested, in tune with you, in step with you, in stride with you?
You have to
How do you
find
do
out
that?
what you have to find out, like what drives her, where her mentality's at, because every woman has different mentality levels. When I teach it for the couples ministry, I transfer it to food. Like everybody has different appetites. Like some people, they're cool with meals every day, but some people, they want to go to a restaurant, an expensive restaurant every day. That might not be as healthy as the low budget restaurant. But then, some people are more organic. So you got to find out what drives them, or I guess per se, what are their love languages? What is their background? And you only find that out by trying to connect with them emotionally and spiritually. And then you'll find out what type of person they are.
Right, right. We got a question, or we got a comment. Uh, Mama Rex is watching. Appreciate you. I guess I'm not your normal woman. I don't want hair done or nails done. I want partner in life to support me mentally, physically, and encouraging to my soul. It's not about money. And that's true. And that's true. It is about the money, but it's not about the money. If you are emotionally in stride with your woman, if you're giving her emotional maintenance, she's not going anywhere. I don't care how much money the other Joe. You could walk in a room as I'm gonna take 50's version of it. I'm gonna play the video. You could put her in a room full of billionaires, and she's gonna be patiently waiting for you because she's emotionally and spiritually connected to you. You got soul ties together. You have soul ties with that woman to the point where that woman, no matter what car this guy drives, no matter how rich this man is, you are her emotional support. And she needs that. She craves that. I often tell men, you got to get in a woman's mind. You have to own her mind. You have to have her so in tune with you that you have her up here. Even before you have a physical thing, because if you have her up here, she's going to be craving the physical. And the physical is going to be so much more because you're in tune up here.
Right. I think that's one thing 50 Cent left out is how much work that takes to get your woman to that place, because either she's going to get to that place by learning it from her man, or like how Mama Rex said, Mama Rex is more mature, but she learned that over time, of being seasoned and weathered by certain things. So you're either going to learn by one or the other.
Yeah, that's so true. Let me just go ahead and jump into the video real quick, and let's get back into the topic, man. I just want to play the video by 50 Cent here, and this is what sparked the conversation, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna do a show today. I'm gonna talk about so many things I could talk about. I'm still stuck on the whole Kyrie and Ye thing. I'm still feeling like, I need to do something on Hebrews and Negroes, but I came across this, and I said, you know what? This is perfect for the channel. We need to talk about this. Let me play the video real quick and then we'll come back.
I feel like women require maintenance, not financial, but mental maintenance.
We do.
You know what I mean? On some level. So if that maintenance is being done properly, you can put them in a room with billionaires and it won't matter.
Right.
She'll be in there until she go, hold on, he might be hungry, I got to go. I got to go fix him to eat for. That $1 billion is connected to those people's lifestyle, but she will be loyal and consistent with that actual person if that maintenance has been, because it becomes a part of who she is in her life at that point. She's emotionally connected to it. Look, people go from being friends, right? And because you're adults, if time permits it and you're around each other, you're attracted to each other, the intimacy kicks in. It gets deeper. They start to call each other boyfriend and girlfriend. Later on, you start to feel like that friendship is so intense that you can be with this person for the rest of your life.
Right.
So you say, let's get married. You get married, it's cool. And how you can go back to not even being friends in process, I'll never understand that.
So it's alarming to me because I've been, I'm on my second marriage, right? I was married before when I was 25. And the first 2 years of my life, and at least in my mind, I don't know about her mind, at least in my mind, I thought was the best. I thought we were in tune. I thought we were in step. I thought this was my forever. This is my ride or die. But as time goes on, things change. Women change. You change. You both change. But you got to ask yourself, are you growing together? Are you changing together, or are you growing apart? And it seems that when you get in a relationship, you know everything is good. Everything is good, Walter. Right? Everything is good. She makes a mistake. Oh, that's okay. It's just a mistake. Everything's good. You can do no wrong. You're going to forgive and you're going to pardon everything in the beginning because it's so good. You're on this, you have this high, this feeling that says, man, someone loves me. I may not like them every day, but this person loves me. Right? You wake up, you look at her, and you're like, yeah, that's me. You start noticing things, right? You start noticing her smile. You start noticing things. And then as time goes on, right? You take things for granted. You stop noticing things. Matter of fact, you start noticing things that you didn't notice before. Right? Oh, man. Why she sleep with her mouth open? When she's always slobbering on my pillow. The fights, the bickering, the disagreements start to happen. It seems like out of nowhere, it's like she's not feeling you. It's like you're not in tune anymore. It's like you didn't stepped and she's still back there, but you didn't realize it. You didn't realize it. You didn't know. You thought, man, I got her hair done. I'm doing everything I did before to make her happy. That should still make her happy, right? I take her shopping. I do that. What is going on? You start noticing the sex is not as great. It's more like, let's get it in and let's get it done so we can go to sleep because we got to wake up and we got to go to work in the morning. Right? You start noticing the sex is not as spontaneous. It's not as powerful as it used to be. You start noticing that you guys can't even get along in the same room sometimes, right? So you just got to, maybe it's better if I go do my thing and she goes do her thing, right? We'll be okay. You just start to notice things. It's the change. What happened here, Walter? I'm coming to you and I'm saying, man, we used to be like this. But somehow we're now like this. And now we done got so far, whereas she got her friends, I got my friends, I got things I like to do, she got things she likes to do. We're in the same house, but we're in different rooms doing different things. What happened to us, Walter?
What normally happens is most people, believe it or not, most people don't even know 20 to 30% about their partner when they first get with their partner. Men and women, what men and women do, they get into a relationship thinking that, oh, it's going to be A, B, C, and D like this. And then the other person thinks it's going to be D, E, F, and G. And each person is living that out in their own mind. But then once they can't keep up with it anymore, then that's when they start noticing it. It's always been that difference, but they're willing to ignore that difference at first because some people are just like, oh, it'll fall in line or whatnot. And I kind of equate it to gardening. Like when you plant a garden, like you can do the first two steps and, oh, I'm happy, I'm about to get this whatever um, apple tree or whatever, and then you start planting it, and then you leave it alone for a minute, like, oh yeah, but we didn't really look at the directions. We don't know what kind of apple tree we have. Like there's like different species of apple tree, and we're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna plant it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna produce fruit for me. And then like things start going wrong, and then you're like, what happened? But then if you actually go, oh wait a minute, let me go on the internet, look at the directions for this. Oh dang, I was doing this wrong. I was just so excited to have a have a tree, have a garden.
That's the
But then
problem with
we
a lot of men. Sometimes they're just too excited to have something.
right, and like we get into and then we was taught by other people, and that's another thing. Was we actually taught by gardeners, or was we just taught by a Joe Schmo observer? Because a lot of men are taught things by these simps, like how we talked about last show, or panders, or even if it's not a simple pander, it could be a traditional man that didn't get things straight himself. And we're finding out, oh man, you didn't have it together. You teaching me stuff that you didn't have together, and now I'm having to learn this as a man. So those are the type of things. Like when you actually go to cultivate a garden, there's things that you have to do before, during, and after. Like even when you put that plant on, if you don't keep on making sure it goes right there on the stick as it's going up, it's going to go off the stick, bend down. It might even die, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Oh, because you got the first two steps right, but there's a couple other steps after that. And so that's what men and women don't realize. And so when we come to this emotional maintenance, we have to realize, like I was saying before, marriage starts before marriage. So you have to see what that woman's background is. You know, what drives her. Is she more driven by superficial things? Does she have to learn how to be less superficial? Is she driven more by traditional things? Is she driven more by her family than you guys? Because sometimes some women have to learn, like, hey, I need to drop what I learned from Tyler Perry. I need to drop what I learned from this woman's group. I need to drop
Hmm.
all this, and we just need to do us.
Yes.
So
Yes. Because
that's
each
part of the
relationship is
maintenance.
different. Yes.
All of that is part of the maintenance. Know where she's at emotionally. Know how mature she is.
That's it. Man, I had a thought, but I lost it, man, because I was listening
Oh
to you,
my
man. I was
bad.
going to come in. No, no, no. You did good. You did good. I was about to come in, and I had a thought, but I lost it. But when dealing with women, it's just like you're at a disadvantage being raised by a woman, in tune with dealing with a woman, because that woman is going to lie to you and tell you what the things that doesn't really matter in a relationship to a woman. You think because you're raised by a woman, right? Your mom's gonna put you on the right path, gonna teach you about women, but she's really not. She's really if especially if you got to look at this. Most, especially in the black community, most men are raised by single mothers, right? Single mothers. Single mothers are not around. They have to have a job. They have to work. They have to pay bills. Single mothers are not in their feminine, they're in their masculine, right? So they're not going to be able to really tell you what a woman, they're going to tell you, yeah, what a woman wants. Yeah, a woman wants this, that, but they're not going to tell you what a woman needs because they're not in tune with their needs. They're in tune more with their wants. So as a man, you go out there trying to feed all these wants, and then you find out that a woman just going to want more. You're not giving her what she needs. You're giving her what she wants, which is just temporary, because that appetite is going to grow bigger and bigger as you keep feeding that thing. You get her one bag, she's gonna want another bag. You buy her one shoe, you got to get the other color shoe to match this. You see what I'm saying? It just, she's gonna want that burgundy braid, right? You get her hair done, now she wants burgundy. She wants to put some color. It's a never ending. She's gonna want eyelashes. You get her makeup, she's gonna want eyelashes. She's gonna want her eyelashes to get bigger and bigger and longer and long. Before you know it, it's just one big broom on her face. Just one big broom, right? But you're not taught what a woman needs, what a woman craves. A woman craves masculinity. A woman craves leadership. A woman craves a man who knows how to execute and get the job done. A woman craves a powerful man. And if you don't know how to become a powerful man in that woman's eye, you're going to lose her. She's going to constantly drift away. And then as men, we have to battle the body count, right? We have to battle the body count, because we know that the first couple, 3, 4, 5 dudes she smashed, she's connected to that. If it was a Pookie and a Ray Ray that hit it, guess what? She is connected, because that's her experience. Those are her experience with. So she's going to expect now that you can do the same thing or more. So you find out that, hey, it's not just about the bedroom. That's part of it. But you got to be a savage in the bedroom with a lot of these women. Because if you are not, their mind is going to stray. But even if you're not necessarily a savage in the bedroom, you got to be at least decent, right? At least decent. But that doesn't guarantee that a woman's going to stay connected with you, because she's going to change. It's like you're not going to grow like this. You're going to grow like this.
Well, yeah, the problem
and
with
then
that,
you're going to try to come like this, and you're going to try to meet at this point here. So it's almost like you're growing like in a base, like out like this, and then you're trying to come back like this, and then you're trying to connect like this. How do you do it? How do you stay connected without this happening? Because it eventually happens. Like you start like this. In the beginning, you're like this. You're doing everything. You're eating together. You're drinking together. You're hanging out together. You're talking to each other at dinner tables, right? But all of a sudden, it's just like, it just starts to happen as the years go by. And eventually they call that 7-year itch, right? They call that 7-year itch.
well, yeah, mainly what I run into is most people, they try to use the bedroom or use what they make from their job as something to fill the void, instead of just having the tough conversations with their partner. Most partners, especially men, they have a hard time. Like 50 Cent said, like she has to be vetted like that. And there's a lot of men that's not having the tough conversations with their woman like that to stay on the same page. They're like, oh well, maybe I put it down in the bed, so she should be good. Or wait a minute, dang, I just brought home overtime last week, so she should be good. And meanwhile, she's sitting there like, well, you still haven't given me any direction. So that's why I'm gonna go out and spend money on this or this or that. That's why I'm gonna go out and hang out with my friend. You haven't said no standards on it. And that's one of the biggest problems. And setting standards and boundaries and having a plan and mission for the future is part of that emotional maintenance, because it gets her ready for what to look for. It also shows you what she's going to be down with and what she's going to fight against you with. Because when you say certain things and lay down certain standards and missions, you'll start to see how her demeanor is. And but hey, this is what it is. Can we roll with that? Okay, cool. We can roll with that. Cool. Let's grow. Or we can't roll with that, then we gotta start making some decisions. And that's the type of thing that needs to happen before marriage. Too many people are doing it during marriage and finding out that they're with somebody that 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 they're not even um I don't like to
Too
say compatible, but
too
what's
many
the word?
people, too many people, not to cut you off, but too many people are choosing their mate based on their sexual prowess, right? Based on sex.
And money.
And money. Yeah. Women are choosing men. It's not even looks, right? It's just based on, can you give me good sex? And can you buy me stuff? You've got to be decent. They're not just walking around with ugly. But they're looking at men that have big D energy. That's what they're looking for. And as a man, let me tell you something. You can have big D energy without having a big D. Okay, you can have big D energy without having a big D. But you got to know how to do it. You got to know. You got to have. It's called. You got to have some swag a little bit. You got to have some swag. You got to have some confidence. You you got to know what you know and know. You have to have tested the goods. You have to have tried yourself and proven yourself. And if you're confident in that, you can walk around with this energy that just attracts women because it's your masculinity. It's knowing who you are. It's knowing what you can and what you can't do. And it's being confident in that. And it's moving accordingly. You can move with power through a room. You can move with energy through a room. And you don't have to be that. You don't have to be the tallest man, the handsomest man, right? The man with the six pack. But you can't be sloppy. You got to be put together.
Right.
But you got to have that energy. You got to know what you know and know what you don't know. That's what it is. These women are looking for emotional maintenance. They're looking for the guy who can handle them emotionally. And this goes for traditional women too. This is not just modern women. Okay? Modern women, don't get me wrong, they're the toughest to deal with. But they're also looking for emotional maintenance as well. And you just got to know how to deal with them on that level. You have to know how to come at them and put them in their place. And they like to be put in their place. They want to know what their place is.
Yeah, you
And
have to
you
be
have to
like
show.
I'm glad you used the word maintenance because you have to be like, let's say you're an electrician and somebody says, hey, this isn't working, that's not working, and you're okay, let me go see what's going on. Some breakers need to switch down, some breakers need to be flipped up, some switches need to be switched down, so some wires need to be wired a different way. And so when you're dealing with a woman, especially a woman that's been on her own a lot for years, you as a man have to put that electrician belt on, go into the basement of her mind and wait and say, hey, we need to see if you can flip this switch off, because this switch right here, I know it's helped you survive as a woman, but if you don't flip this switch off, it's going to get in the way of what I need to do as a man naturally, and we're going to have issues.
So how do you get that woman to flip that switch, the one you want off to be off? How do you get her on that level where you can say, hey, babe, this isn't working. We need to change this. I know in the past, like you said, I know in the past you had to be the man. You had to do this. You were on your own, but I'm here now, and you need to switch this off. How do you do that? How are you able to convey that to a woman to where she understands and gets it?
Well, that's why I let a lot of people know, if they don't know how to do it themselves, they need to go through counseling. But just research it, because the biggest thing is, don't be afraid to talk to your woman about it. Like I was saying before, a lot of men think that they can get over or flip that switch by making a certain amount, or doing a certain thing in bed or whatnot.
Buying her submissiveness, right? I
Yeah,
can buy your submissiveness.
and that's like putting a band-aid on it. That's like putting some electrical tape on the wire, when you actually need to pull that wire out and put it into a different slot. And a lot of men are afraid to do that, because that takes work. That your woman is going to roll her eyes at you at first for that, or she might give you some pushback for that at first, and a lot of men fear that. Or if you're already married and you're trying to work on this, a lot of men fear divorce from that, because they're like, wait a minute, if I go start going to working on these things, man, she gonna want to divorce me. But it's like, well, look, if you change for the better, you're gonna get divorced anyway. So you might as well find out if she's gonna be on the same page and willing. And then once you find out the switches that you need to flip, you got to see if she's willing to flip them. And
And just to piggyback real quick on the divorce thing, make sure you guys got a prenup so you don't fear divorce. Okay. Get you a prenuptial agreement, a post-nuptial agreement. Get you a woman that understands that, hey, you're not going to hang this over my head to keep me, and I'm not going to hang this over your head to keep you. You need to have something, that's why, man, your first business partner, it should be your spouse.
Oh yeah.
You gotta understand, your first business partner should be your spouse. If you can't trust her in business, you can't trust her in relationships.
Right.
You can't trust her with your money. You can't trust her with anything. So we got to go back there first, right? We got to say, man, like you said, it starts with the vetting process. It starts before the marriage. What they say, you don't get the cow before the marriage. I mean, it starts in the dating or the courting process. I would prefer you guys court these women. Courting, let me tell you what courting can be. Courting can be 3 months, 2 months, talking on the phone, going out to eat, hanging out in group settings, getting to know that person, right? Getting to know them very well. Too many people, we start out dating, right? Because to me, dating is just for sex. I'm just gonna clarify that. If you're dating a woman, you're just trying to sleep with her. And if you're a woman, you should know that. Don't act dumb. Don't act like this brother's not taking me to this expensive restaurant and he's not trying to smash app. Don't be dumb. Don't try to act like it's my body, my right. I don't have to. Don't go out with a brother you're not ready to sleep with.
They be doing that too, though. Let them get a Chris Brown type dude. They're gonna be trying to jump his bone. Now, you know what? Yeah, go ahead. Let me.
It goes both ways, man. It goes both ways. And if you're an emotionally intelligent brother, right? You know how to exercise that discipline to make her want it more. So you don't just smash it too quick. I would say, man, you know what, man, smashing on the first day is for suckers. That's a weak move, right? But if you can make her want you, that's what you want to do. You want to make her, not today. You want to show her that you're not really interested in that you're more interested in her mind. And that's going to put her at ease, because she's not used to that. She's used to knowing what a man wants. Now she has to figure out what you want.
Well, yeah, let's remember that a lot of women have what they want. Remember how Dave Chappelle said it? How to Please a Man by Some Woman. And that's in their head. And so
by some women, yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to show her the man's version of what a man wants. And what I recommend that some do, most men, I hate that we have to say this every show, not Pookies and Ray Rays, but most men have some type of side hustle, right? See if she'll help you with your side hustle. Let's say you sell jerseys or something like that. Will she help you organize your jerseys? Will she help you do some of the orders while you at work? If she'll help you with some of those things, then she'll help you with other things later on in life. But if she's like, oh no, that's just your thing, you gonna do that, blah blah blah, then that's what you're gonna get later on in life as well in the
Okay.
relationship.
So Walter, I'm gonna hit you with some questions real quick, and I just want you to fire back the answers for me real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you about 4 or 5 questions. It's gonna be quick ones. How do you make a woman feel beautiful?
Well, you don't say, "Oh, you're beautiful." Sadly, that's the training. You make her feel beautiful by getting in touch with what her love language is, like um, making her feel intelligent is how you can make her feel beautiful.
Mm.
Like a lot of women aren't told that, oh, you're intelligent, or
So you don't just have to say, "Hey, you're beautiful," because part of emotional maintenance is getting is dealing with her emotions. So you have to make her feel good. See, a woman works better when she feels good. A woman
right.
works better when she feels loved, when she feels comfortable, when she feels safe. So when she feels beautiful, when she feels important, right? So how do you make a woman feel all these things? Feel beautiful, feel loved, feel wanted, feel important, feel comfortable, feel safe without being a simp.
By your actions. You have to. A lot of people are going to roll their eyes, but I tested this with some of my guy friends when I was writing my book. You gotta
I want
low
that book
key.
to come out soon, man, so we can promote it, man. I want that book to come out soon, man.
All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, you got to low key put her to work, or like how or like how 50 Cent and certain wealthy guys do. If she's not used to dressing a certain way, like like, hey, let's go out to this place. Hey, wear this dress. Oh yeah, your qualities go good with this dress. Or hey, can you help me out with this? Oh yeah, your skills help me with this. That's how you make her feel um, um, beautiful and wanted, and as a person. You don't just want to say, oh hey, you're beautiful, or just hey, do something to get in her pants or whatever, because if you just do that, then it's just going to be superficial. But if you make her have some substance, and every woman's different, just like mama said, she don't want her hairs done and nails done and whatnot, right? But she wants somebody support. So maybe you guys do something together, or exercise together, that builds support in the relationship. Oh, dang, this is making me
Exercise
feel
together.
good.
That's good. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
good. That's good.
that's how you make a woman feel beautiful.
That's good. Exercise. I'm for you. Listen, not everybody has, everybody. Some people have 9 to 5. Some people have businesses, right? But if you can set aside time, the more time, as a man, I get it. You want to do man stuff. You want to hang around other men, right? But you cannot neglect your woman at home. You cannot neglect her.
Right.
You need to make sure that you guys have time where you guys are spending time together. I don't care if you're just washing dishes. I don't care if you're working out at the gym, which I think is a good one, a good
Yeah.
thing. It promotes health, it promotes healing, it promotes, so many things when you're working out with your woman. You're letting her know that, hey, you're my partner. I value you just like you value me. I want to look good for you just like you want to look good for me. You are setting the stage. You're saying, listen, man, we are stepping this. We're doing. You got to have some things that you're doing together. I don't care if you like playing video games and she like playing video games. You guys got to do something together. It's more than just eating. It's more than just being around social media. You got to get her off the social media and if you're addicted to social media, get yourself off social media, right? Put those phones down. Look at your woman in the eye. Connect with her. Let her know, hey, she's important. Let her know that she's loved. Let her know that, hey, listen, without the makeup, without anything, you can be yourself around me. You can feel good around me because I'm a safe space. I'm a safe space.
Exactly.
And
That's
vice
good.
versa. And
Exactly.
vice versa. She has to be you have to teach her how to be your safe space. Because you can't open up and tell a woman everything, especially not in the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? You can't,
Yeah.
you don't want her questioning your authority. You don't want her questioning your mental. You don't want her doing none of that. You have to teach her, listen, man, I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna share some things with you that may or may not be controversial, may or may not be but you have to open her up to that space. Right. You have to put some time in. This is not just something that you're gonna do on the first day. You're not just gonna no. You're gonna take your time. You're gonna be the man that she needs you to be and that she wants you to be. That you need to be the man that she envisions in her mind as the leader. And
Right. And
then
it's
once
good
you
that you
do that,
said that.
go ahead.
It's
Go ahead.
good that you said that. I don't know if you realize, but what you said is really pivotal and really important. And the reason why is because why do women do so many things to please the world? Because the world has its way of making them feel beautiful, right? Why do they wear um each trend that the world does? Because when they wear those eyelashes, or they when they wear those whatever, somebody or something in the world is going to give them the attention that they're seeking, or the fulfillment that they're seeking, right? So as a man, you have to replace you have to replace that and show her a greater love than the world. And then she won't feel beautiful by the world standards anymore, but she'll feel beautiful by your standards and the standards of you two as a couple. So it's really great what you just said.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. I don't know if this is on topic or not, but I just thought about this, man. I saw this interracial couple, this white man, this black woman. Now you would think with all the modern women and the modern, that this black woman is probably going to be dressed up looking her best because she got her white zaddy, right? And but she wasn't. She was she had her hair very Afrocentric, right? He was dressed very basic, right? I saw the kids, and this is kind of what makes me a little bit. If you're going to be in an interracial relationship, somebody has to know how to do the kids' hair. You, the black woman, and I'm looking at her hair, and I'm thinking she obviously doesn't know how to do her hair because she's very natural, right? She's very natural. I mean, forgive me, but I always do this. I always look at a woman's feet. I look at her ankles. I look at her ankles. If the ankles is ashy, Jesus
Are them
Christ.
kneecaps?
Yeah, the kneecap, but usually women are wearing, usually their kneecaps is okay. I mean, if your kneecaps
No, I was
is
just
is
messing.
busted, wow. But I'm looking at this woman, right? And she seemed like a nice woman. She acknowledged me when I was there, and I acknowledged her. We kind of hello, hi, and I just looked at her kids, and I saw her kids' hair in an afro, but it was like all over the place. And they had two kids. I think it was a daughter. I think it was two daughters. I didn't see the son. Two daughters. But nobody knew how to do the kid's hair. And then the woman's hair wasn't done. And then the man was just basic. He's just a basic white dude. Not like, just a basic white dude. Doesn't like he's making that much money, right? They look like they're both on the same level. But I was saying that, I was bringing that up to say that that woman's not going anywhere. Regardless of all the other things that I brought to the table, regardless of, you know, of, her not having her hair done, her kid's hair is not being done, regardless of the man, right? The man, right? He's a white dude, but she talks. It's like you can, I hate to say talking white. I hate to say it like that. But she did not talk like a typical black woman. They're on the same page. They're on the same level. It's to the point where it doesn't matter how much money he makes. You could put her probably in a room with millionaires. Not that they would even look at her, okay, because she wasn't on the par like that, right? But let's say it was a work capacity. She was there as a business. She's still going home to her husband. She's still going home to her kids. She's still going home to the life that they live, because it's not that's the life they built together, if that makes any sense. That's the life that they agreed upon, right? You could tell she wasn't about money and material things. You could definitely tell he wasn't about money or material things. But they were fighting for each other, and they had a family. Now, so many things was wrong with that situation. Like I said, if you got, I mean, I hate this, but she got ashy ankles. That's immediately a turn on. But to that white dude, he probably loved it. It probably didn't bother him, right? That's probably not. He's probably thinking, well, she's gonna go take a shower anyway, and when she gets in the bed, she's not gonna be ashy tonight, or she might even be ashy when she get to bed. But at least she clean. I don't know. But I would have had you could have dropped that woman off with a bunch of millionaires, and she was not going home with neither one of them. Okay, she was going back home to her man, and that's because you could tell they had more of an intellectual relationship, more than what you could say flashy relationship. Can I say it like that? She had more of an intellectual head type of relationship. Like she probably had a conversation with the man and thinking like, this is a good man right here. He has a good soul. This is what she went after. She went after what she needed, not necessarily what she wanted. And she was okay with that. That's what I'm trying to say. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to people listening.
Oh, yeah.
and
Makes a lot of sense.
So that's where I was going with that story. I was trying to tell that story, man. But this, it always amazes me though. It seems like women with ashy ankles they might be winning. I don't know. They might be winning. Not
He
something
probably
that
he
Go
probably
ahead.
just tapped into something like you never know. Like you actually you see it. I see it on all walks of life, on all financial levels. Like I've seen homeless people on the street, um, man or woman, stay with a man or woman that um didn't have Jack, but for some reason, oh, I love him, or oh, I love her, blah blah blah, because they was able to tap into to something that was inside that person. Whether it's right or wrong, or for the decent part, or using, or I don't know, but they was able to tap into that. So as a man, as a decent man, if you want to tap into that, or if you want things to go well, tap into that first. Don't simp. Don't make your relationship based off of something superficial. Make it genuine. Make it organic. Tap into the spiritual things. Yeah, don't have sex right off the bat, because then even that's like saying, oh,
Make her
this
want
is
you.
yeah, this is what our
Make her
relationship
want
is
to
going
have
to be
sex.
about.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the best thing a man can do, and I hate to say it, is abstain from sex. I hate to say it like that, but that's the best thing you can do when you're around a woman that you want. When you're around a woman that you want, the best thing you can do is abstain from sex and make that woman want you. As if you're dealing with a woman that you want to get in her head first before you do anything physical. You want to get up here. You want to talk. You want to spit that game to where she's just loving every word that comes out of your mouth. To where you guys done so much talking to where she's expecting you to make a move. She's wanting you to make him. She's like, is something wrong with me? Why hasn't he made his move yet? You know what I'm saying? That's how you want this woman feeling, because you want to get so in tune with her spirit and her mind and her emotions that you know how to move them from side to side. That you know that you can control them. You can control her emotions. You can control her movements. You can even control what she sees based on your conversation, based on the level of intellect, the level of bond that you build with her before. See, that anticipation of sex, that buildup is the strongest. That's the greatest sex you're gonna have, is the buildup, the anticipation. Because once you get it, it's just sex. I mean, it's enjoyable, but it's just sex. But it's the buildup, it's the anticipation. And if you can create that in your life, create that on a daily basis with your wife, you should be, I mean, if you're married, you need to be practiced. Your wife needs to be craving you. There's certain things, right? I'm looking into tantra. I'm still looking into tantra. There's certain things that you can do with certain words that you can use that can get that can put her where you need her to be. Whether you want to put her in a sexual position, whether you want to put her in a help meet position, in a supportive position, there's certain things that you can say and you can do that can put a woman in different positions. You should be able to move her emotions the way, if you know how to manage her emotion, if you know what's the word I'm looking for? Persuade. For lack of a better word, if you know how to persuade a woman to do what you need her to do, your life will be great. If you know how to persuade people to move them where you need them to be, to put them in your life will be great. Do not neglect the emotional maintenance of a woman. That is by far the most important piece in a relationship when dealing with love, when dealing with the opposite sex. Do not neglect the emotional support that you guys offer to each other. It's very, very important. Just like you're building her up, she needs to be building you up. But a lot of times you have to teach women how to do it because they don't know how to do it. And if you don't know how to build yourself up, that's a problem as a man, because that's one thing you got to learn as a man, is how to encourage yourself, how to build yourself up, how to motivate yourself, how to be how to be your own cheerleader, for lack of a better word. You have to learn these things before you will start receiving these things from other people.
Come on now, yes.
You have to learn how to encourage yourself, build yourself up. And once you do that, you'll see people championing you on and things like that. But you have to be you have to fall in love with yourself first in order to allow other people to fall in love with you. So that emotional maintenance key is key. It's key. It's key to the relationship, man. It's key. It's key. And I'll keep saying it is key to the relationship. Women are most vulnerable when they are emotionally vulnerable. A woman will be willing to do anything for a man who can give her emotional maintenance. Women become victims of depression when they do not get emotional maintenance. Women will feel the need to think about other men if they are not getting enough mental maintenance. Women will have higher self-esteem if they are receiving adequate mental maintenance from their partner. Women need to know their emotions feelings, and opinion matter in a relationship. They need that. They need that, Walter.
Most
I don't
definitely.
care if you're dating women overseas. I don't care if you're dating women here in the US or the Western world. Emotional support is pivotal.
One thing that's weird to me, and I guess that this will be um, one of my just main points of it all. If I don't say anything else, I offer this in relationships. A lot of people, it's funny. A lot of things that apply to the real world and other things in the real world, people don't apply them to relationships for some strange reason. So if you're a man and you're having issues trying to connect with your woman, try using other methods that you would use in business or in sports or something like that, because it's pretty much the same principles. Like let's say you're a coach and or you're building a team and you want your athletes to relate to you more. You're not just gonna just coach the team or buy gear and just tell them to go at it. No, you're going to spend time with them. You're going to pull them to the side, tell them things that they need to know. Ask them, pull them to the side, ask them questions. Um, you're going to take them to the training room after practice. Make sure they're icing. Maybe sit with them while they're icing. Ask them, um, or while they're icing in the film room, ask them if they understand what's going on and different things like that. And then the championship teams, they're connected well with their coach, right? And so our champion businesses, they're connected well when you take your um, employees out for a conference call. I'm not for a conference call for a conference lunch. You know their names. You shake their hands. You find out what their skill sets are. All these type of things. Apply that to your relationship. Apply that to the emotional maintenance. You can't just
That's
go to
good.
work and
That's good. If
you
you're a
can't just go to
CEO,
work.
if you're a CEO and you know how to run, if you know how to manage people, you need to apply those same principles in your relationship.
Right.
If you're a sales manager, someone good at, people in sales are good with managing emotions. If you're in sales, you're good at managing other people's emotions. That should be that. If you're in any type of sales, customer service, retail, you should be good at managing other people's emotions. So why don't you take that skill that you have in this area and apply it in your personal life? Because guess what? You need to be able to manage women's emotions. Women need emotional intelligence. They need emotional maintenance. And you are the key to that, my brother. You, the man.
Right. Because let me ask, how did you learn it? How did you learn being a good salesman? Didn't somebody take you to the side? Didn't you go on ride alongs with that person? Didn't you connect with the mentor or whoever it was? And
And
that's
if you're
all I'm
not good, and if you're not good at sales, and you're just uh, they call them you're just an incel, or you're just introvert, right? Guess what?
saying.
Guess what? You can be an introvert with extrovert skills. I consider myself an introvert, believe it or not. Why do I consider myself an introvert? Because I draw power from being alone. I actually do not like being out in a lot of public spaces, right? I don't. I don't like if I don't have to talk to nobody, I won't. I do because I know it's needed. I know these skills are useful. I know that connecting with people, we used to say it in business, I'm one recruit away from an explosion. I'm one sale away from financial independence, and I'm one recruit away from an explosion. So I had to learn how to I was always good at talking to people. That was never my problem. But did I want to? No. There's always this feeling that says, I'll just ignore him. I'll just be quiet. I'll just keep going. Don't say hi. Don't smile. I'm always have to fight that off. Even when I'm going out, hanging out, talking hanging out with the friends. And when I was single and I would talk to women, I would have to pump myself up because it wasn't my natural state. I wanted women just to come talk to me. I didn't want to have to go talk to them. But even me, I had to just, all right, get myself. All right, let's go. We about to talk. We about to talk to 20 women today. Right? That would be my goal. We got to talk to 20. We about to talk to 20 women today. I'm going to get like 4, 5, 6 numbers. I'm going to go out and I'll probably have 2, 3 dates lined up for the week. I would have to pump myself up because I'm really an introvert. I like being alone. I learn a lot from being alone. I learn a lot from just hanging out with me and in my own head and in my own thoughts. So I would consider myself an introvert with extrovert qualities. Now, some people may never know that I'm an introvert, and that's okay. Then that means I'm doing a good job, right? It means I'm doing a good job. But people who think I'm an introvert, they know me. Hey, man, you want to hang out? Nah, man, I'm busy. I'm working. Let me tell you something. It's hard to get me to come hang out. It got to be. We either got to be making money. We got to be making some money together. Like there got to be some serious money on the line, or money being lined up to get me to come hang out. I'm not the guy that likes to hang out. I'm actually losing relationships because I don't like to hang out. My network has dwindled a little bit, so I have to it's actually time for me to get back out there and start stretching my network and getting that circle bigger, because I've been neglecting that because I don't want to be around people. But even men need emotional maintenance as well. It's not just women. Women need to learn how to emotionally support their man. Men need a big ego. Women don't need a big ego. Matter of fact, a woman should never have a big ego. It should always be humble. It should always be feminine. It should always be genuine. It should always be sweet. But a man, in order to be masculine, in order to be a savage, in order to be ruthless, he has to have an ego. And if you are a woman who is chipping away at the iron of your man, at the ego of your man, if you're trying to not bring your man down a notch, no. You actually want your man with his head blown up. Not too blown up, but you want his head blown up. Because men with big heads make more money. Men with big heads have better sex with their women. Men with big heads are happier. They just are. You actually want your man in a good mood, because when he's in his best mood, that's when his creativity is at its best. Men need to create. Men need to be creative. Men need to solve problems. Men enjoy. If you're a man and doesn't enjoy math, I think something's wrong with you. Because that's the pivotal point of problem solving.
Right? Well, you're right, even scientifically, because did you know when you have that, I'm not saying like too much of a big head, like you said, but when you have that confidence and when you have that confidence, when you have that stature, it releases different chemicals in your body that that produces different things. And I won't get into it because we're running late on the show, but dare somebody to look that up. That's why you don't want your man to be stressed all the time. That's why a lot of people are looking old, because if your woman or is stressing you out all the time, you're having nothing but cortisone being released into your body, and cortisone. But I don't know. Let me not get into all that. But
no, that's good. That's good, man. I mean, it's true. It's true, well, man. I mean,
when you go into the hospital, right? Like how they do all these things to bring joy to cancer patients or people with diseases, right? And they pull through, right? So if joy can be a medicine, imagine if you're being joy and less stressful and giving your man that confidence, even if he's getting a little bit of the big head.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, women. You want your man to have a big head, man. He needs that. I'm not saying you got to stroke his ego or lie to him, right? But you got to do something that makes your man leave that house confident. The confident man is the creative man. Okay, the confident man is the man that creates, is the man that solves problems, is the man that overcomes challenges because he's confident in
Come on.
himself. The more your man is confident, the more that, let me tell you, the more stuff you're gonna have in the house. Okay. The more you make the house a home for a man, the more you bring peace to a man. Let me tell you something, man. That brother, here's the thing, man. You don't ever want to see a brother with peace. You don't ever want to see a brother who's in his masculine, who's confident. That brother is dangerous in a good way. That brother is powerful in a good way. I know, ladies. You don't want to build him up too much because then the next woman gonna look at him. You put in all this work, but you got to understand that next woman can't maintain his healthy ego like you can, because you're the one that built him up. And you need him to be like that. You need other women looking at your men, because that also gives your men strength. Just like you like when other men look at you and that gives you strength, you want other women looking at your man, because he's going to bring all that strength, all that confidence, all that maturity and intellect, all that money, all that emotion and passion. He's going to bring that home to you and the family. You guys are going to be in a better position. Let me run off a few things real quick. I just want to run off a few things, right? When dealing with the woman and maintaining her, and I want to help you maintain your woman. I want to help you do some emotional maintenance for your woman. So here's some things you got to understand. Don't automatically dismiss their feelings. Listen to them. Give your woman a space to emote. Let me say that again. Give your woman a space to emote and just listen. Practice not solving a problem at that time. Just practice listening. And watch. And watch how her emotional maintenance is kept. Make the first move. Don't have her questioning herself. It's okay. Kiss her. Hug her. Right? Do something nice. Be in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. You're not a simp because you're emotionally maintaining your wife and you're making the first move. Ask the right questions. Have conversations with your wife that challenge her. It doesn't have to be deep all the time, but just, what do you think about this? How do you feel about that? Why? Because you want to get her in tune with your thinking and you want to get in tune with her thinking. Help them tell their story. Help her communicate and explain herself in a way that you can understand and that she feels empowered and like she has a voice. Make sure that you're accentuating the positive when she's speaking. And do not minimize her problems. When she has a problem, understand that it's big to her, but it might be small to you. Give her that space to emote. Teach her to be strong, but not to take on more than she can handle herself. How do you teach a woman that? By removing stuff off her plate. A woman wants to put everything on her plate. But as a man, when you come and you say, I'll take care of that, sweetheart, or don't worry about this today, I just need you to do this, and that. You put her at ease. You lower her stress level without her even knowing it. by taking stuff off her plate, because she likes to put everything on her plate. She likes to multitask. You have to teach her how to focus, because you know how to focus already. You're a man. If you know how to execute and get things done, you know how to focus. You have to teach her. But you got to give her that space. Show her to stand up for herself, but not at the expense of others. Show her how to speak up. Show her how to speak up even when it's to challenge you. Babe, don't challenge me like this. If you're going to challenge me like this.
Bruh, yes.
Check her. You have to check her. Hey, whoa. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. If you want to talk to me like this. If you want me to hear you, talk to me like this. You have to let her know. And it's okay. It's okay. There's going to be some tension. But how do you relieve tension? With a smile. Learn how to have tough conversations, but still make her laugh. Still make her smile. If you can do that, one thing I love about my wife is she can't stay mad at me. No, she can't stay mad. She can never stay mad at me. You know why? Because I'll have a staring battle with her, where I just stare at her. I won't say nothing. And she doesn't know what I'm doing. She thinks it's all fun and games, but I'm teaching her. I'm teaching her that I'm in control. And she has nothing to fear, that I'm in control, because I'm a good guy. And even though I'm in control, I have her best interest in mind. I make her laugh. I ease her tension. I do things when I know she's mad, I do things on purpose to change her mood. That's what you have to do when you're talking about emotional maintenance. Point out barriers, but also show her opportunities. You can't just always tell her this is wrong. You can't just always point at her flaw. You have to show her opportunity. Yeah, you could do it this way, but let me show you why this way is better. Yeah, you could think that way, but did you think about this? Now, you're still a man. You're still in control, but you're still allowing her to think for herself. You're not controlling her thoughts. She will curve her thoughts according to how you think anyway. If you like a certain breakfast in the morning, she's probably going to start eating that breakfast so she doesn't have to make two breakfasts. You understand what I'm saying? So she's going to cater to you anyway. She's going to cater to the dominant thought anyway, because you're the dominant thought. You're the masculine thought. So why not teach her how to think like you? So you can develop that true interdependency. Emotional maintenance is glued together by interdependency. The more interdependent your woman is, I can tell you're doing a good job emotionally maintaining your woman. When she's in stride with you, when she's in step with you, when she's in sync with you, your emotional maintenance is high. You need to set high standards for a woman in the very beginning. Not that she's always going to meet those high standards. Go ahead.
Say that again. That's the important
You need
part.
to set high standards in the beginning. And it's not that she's going to meet the high standards. She will rise to it, but I don't expect her to meet it right away. But I expect her to know what they are. I expect her to challenge me on these high standards. But guess what? I'm not budging. As long as she knows that, we're okay. You can challenge anything you want, my darling. You can challenge anything. And that's okay. But I'm still going to set the precedence. I'm still going to set the stage. I'm still going to move this and move that and move these pieces to where I need them to go. Emotional maintenance in the point. Women need maintenance to be happy and optimally functioning, not just their hair done. See, if you're doing emotional maintenance right, she doesn't necessarily always feel beautiful because she has her hair done. If you're maintaining the emotional maintenance with a woman correctly, she doesn't need makeup to feel beautiful. She doesn't need clothes or a bag or a shoe to feel beautiful, right? If you're emotionally maintaining your woman correctly, she doesn't need that to feel loved. She doesn't need that to feel comfortable. Her comfort is you can train a woman so good that every time she sees you, she feels comfortable. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that your very presence makes a woman feel safe? Your very presence makes a woman feel loved. Your very presence makes her feel just makes her feel joy. That goes with hand in hand with your emotional maintenance. Now we're gonna wrap the show up, man. We're about done. Um,
That was fire, though. That was
man,
spit right there.
man, I had to just get that ism off of me, man. Sometimes I have it in me. Sometimes when I have it in me, Walter, I just have to get it off my chest. I just have to let these people know. Walter, give us some final words, man. You know, you're our brother when it comes to relationship, when it comes to just advice, man. What kind of advice? You know, I kind of left them with my advice. What gave them some tips that I use in my own relationship because I like to practice what I preach. Anything I'm telling you guys to do, this is not theory. Okay, this is proven. Okay, this is what's working. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to work for you, but I'm saying this is what's working for me. Okay. And no, I'm not. I've been married 20, 30 years, man. But I will say this: I know women. I really do. I'm not saying I'm the best at knowing women, but I'm up there. I'm up there. I'm up there. I can tell you some things. But Walter, man, help us out, man. Uh, give us some closing remarks, and then I'm just gonna close this out, man. Give us some closing remarks on what you want the men and the women to know about emotional maintenance.
I mean, you pretty much said everything. I mean, I think people need to go back and uh, look at that last segment of what you said because that will bring people a lot of joy. I know a lot of women will roll their eyes at the language we use as training, but it is training. I mean, why would you roll your eyes at you do on the job training, right? You train in sports, right? You train
Let's be
for
real.
that's
Men are the ones training women. We've always done it. If you want a job, if you want how to make money, who you gonna learn from? A man. If you want to know how to dress, who are all your favorite designers? Let's be real. They're men. Fashion, makeup, whatever you want, men. When you get advice, when you ask someone, "Am I beautiful?" Who are you gonna ask? Why
yeah,
don't you ask another woman? Because you already know a woman's gonna say, "Oh, girl, you fabulous." But when a man says it, it means so much more. So let's want to add that in there. Men, we tell women what.
yeah, and having a relationship is going from pleasing those men who you don't know to pleasing the man who you do know. And what I would tell people is focus on, and this is in a nutshell, because I mean, you'd have to learn other stuff from myself or Moxie, like on a Patreon or another platform, because we're pressed for time. But focus on sustainability over compatibility,
Mm,
because compatibility will always change, right? Like people in relationships are always at different levels. But if you're able to help each other with the maintenance at each level, and you focus on sustainability, you won't have one person looking down on the other person. Oh, I reached this level in the relationship. Why are you still down? No, I know you're going to get here too, or maybe it might change later. So if you focus on what's sustaining the relationship and put that in the emotional maintenance for men and women over just being compatible, because compatibility is futile. It changes with the wind. Sustainability is a whole mission plan. And so do that when you're building your emotional and your spiritual maintenance and health. And go back and listen to what Moxie said on that last segment.
And man, we didn't even talk about spiritual maintenance. We didn't talk about physical maintenance. Okay, there's emotional, there's spiritual, and there's physical. There's even cultural maintenance. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's even cultural maintenance. So you want a woman that has culture, because she will be much more easier to maintain, because she will have things that she does to help her emotional maintenance, because it's embedded in the culture. A lot of things is not taught, it's caught, right? So sometimes you have to pull out the things that are caught because you can't explain them, but they're deeply embedded in our DNA and they come from our culture.
Right.
There's things that men and women do instinctively that we don't have to think about because it's cultural. It's DNA, even it's in us already. So a lot of times you don't have to necessarily have a lot of emotional maintenance when dealing with traditional women. Why? Because traditional women already know how to deal with this because it's in their culture. When they feel stressed, they don't even think about it, right? They don't even think about it. They go and they get around their man because that de-stresses them. It's in their culture. They do certain things. They pray. They have quiet time, meditation. And why? Because it helps with their emotion. So when you're dealing with a traditional or a modern woman, right? Both of them need emotional maintenance, right? But the traditional woman, she's going to need a lot less emotional maintenance because she has things that are in her culture that keeps her in tune with her man and in step with him at all times. Whereas the modern woman, she has mechanisms and tools outside her man, right? That she's picked up from having a job, from being independent, right? From being raised however she was raised. So you got to understand that a lot of that emotional maintenance is not being done on modern women. So they actually crave that more than a traditional woman would. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. As men, we never bow down and we never give up. If you're gonna bow down to any man, if you're gonna bow down to anyone, it's only God. Only him. And as a man, never give up. You win when you don't quit. You succeed when you embrace failure. You fail forward. You don't give up. You learn how to accomplish what you set out to do. If you say it, if you speak it, it must be done. That being said, this is the Too Much Moxie podcast, and we are out. Peace.
Yeah, I feel like I joined the